I think this is the start of a vlog. Is that better? No. I'm trying to make it so you can't see the glare in the TV so bad. Cool. Hi. I've got things. It doesn't matter. I move my head too much. What a ridiculous thing I am. Anyway, I got a package and I was like, I didn't order anything. And so I peeked inside and I said, oh, that's a little gift card. Oh my God. So I stopped opening it because I wanted to open it on camera. But before then, unrelated, I got my copy of Heartstopper Volume 5, 5 out of 6. I'm screaming, crying, throwing up. Oh my God, it's here. I've been seeing people talk about it and post, especially in the UK, because they've already gotten theirs. And I'm just like, excuse me, I don't have mine yet. But I have been screaming into the void because I've been wanting this. I've been waiting for it. I've been anticipating it so hard. So my plan is probably to read this like immediately today because I'm going to cry. I am so excited to hopefully be like on the up. This was supposed to be the last volume, but I think maybe because of the show and like the direction that I was taking, it just made more sense to draw it out maybe a little bit more with a 6th volume before wrapping up the 3, maybe 4 seasons of Heartstopper. I know that they're like working, if not just finished, wrapping for the 3rd season's production. Oh my God, I'm so excited to see it. I know it's gonna fucking break my heart. But I'm hoping that this is gonna be like the come up of Charlie's journey and recovery and just like the happiness. I'm hoping for more happy. But the reason we're here, when you said you really wanted this book on stream, I had to order before Eliza. LOL. I hope you have lots of fun reading. Love, from Daphne. Oh my God, Daphne, that's so funny. So we were on sprints just like a little bit ago, Wednesday, and I've been doing Wednesday sprints for Pokemon, which I know I haven't like talked about a whole bunch. I will hopefully in this video, since I'll be reading things for it. But I was talking about, like, we were talking about my current read for a different video of House of Leaves, because I'm trying to finish this literally today, so you won't see a lot of me today after this. But I was talking about that and like the experience that it gives you and just like the journey you go on. And there's a book similar, and it is S. This is S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorset. And you're technically like supposed to go out into the wild and find this in like libraries and stuff. But I have the fear of like people not putting back the papers like in the right spot or something, or taking something or losing something. And so I've always just like wanted to buy it. And it's been on my list, and I'm so excited to finally have this in my hands if I can get into it. Basically though, from what I know, and I don't, you fact check me, not saying that this is true, this is just what I remember once being told like 2 years ago when I put it on my wish list. But I believe that this is a library book, and it's like a book within a book type of situation, because there are these 2 people that keep going back and forth checking this book out. And it's like a book nobody ever checks out. Like, it's not important to anybody else. Like, it's the perfect book for these 2 strangers to communicate through. And so basically, they go back and forth checking out the book. I want to say maybe one of them is going through like a mental health situation. And oh my God, this seal makes me never want to open this. Like, are you kidding me? This seal? But basically, I think that they just start like talking in the margins and start sending each other like postcards or gifts or something like through the pages, and I'm just so excited. Okay, let me read the back because I just need to know. 1 book, 2 readers, a world of mystery, menace, and desire. A young woman picks up a book left behind by a stranger. Inside it are his margin notes, which reveal a reader entranced by the story and by its mysterious author. She responds to the notes of her own, leaving the book for the stranger. And so begins the unlikely conversation that plunges them both into the unknown. The book. Ship of Thesis? Ship of Thesis? The final novel by the prolific and, I hate this word, enigmatic writer named V.M. Straka. in which a man with no past is shanghaied into a strange ship with a monstrous crew and launched on a disorienting and perilous journey. The writer. Straka, oh god, this book is already going to be too smart for me. These words. The indecisive and secretive subject of one of the world's greatest mysteries, a revolutionary about whom the world knows nothing apart from the words he wrote and the rumors that swirled around him. The readers, Jennifer and Eric, a college senior and a disgraced grad student, both facing crucial decisions about who they are, who they might become, and how much they're willing to trust another person with their passions, hurt, and fears. Conceived by filmmaker J.J. Abrams and written by award-winning novelist Doug Dorst, is the chronicle of two readers finding each other in the margins of a book and unleashing themselves in a deadly struggle between forces they don't understand. It is also Abrams' endorsed love letter to the written word. Does that not sound absolutely incredible? Thank you so much, Daphne. Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. If these two books don't destroy me in life, I truly don't know what will. I'm so excited. Well, as I look at Heartstopper, which is a completely different devastation, but oh my god. This is so special. I'm gonna be honest, this might be one of those books that, like, I send to Eliza and Daphne for them to, like, read it if they're interested, in hopes that I do get it back, but just to, like, have that shared experience that you're supposed to, like, find it in a library, and it'd be, like, this weird thing, because it's just S. Oh my goodness, what a great day. I did have to come home and, like, absolutely vegetable on the couch for a little while, because I was just, like, socializing, man. I socialized with a lot of people, my whole family, which is fun and fine, but also exhausting. So it was kind of nice to just come home. I watched a couple YouTube videos, and then I watched Carrie Can Read's vlogging channel, which is Carrie Cakes, and just the Christmas spirit in her video was just absolutely perfect and immaculate and came at the right time. I am finally feeling in the Christmas spirit, because I have so many reading vlogs going behind the scenes, and I'm preparing for, like, being on Christmas break, basically, that it's just been, like, go, 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 go. And today is just, like, a very nice, steady day. I built myself a fire. I've got a candle burning. The Christmas tree light's on. Like, it's very just cozy today, which I definitely am going to need, because it's fine. We're going to get this finished today, though. So, I probably won't see you today in this video, in this vlog, but I will see you in this video, which hopefully by the time you guys are seeing this moment in time, this video is done and up and I'm good. So much is going on. Maybe later we'll talk a little bit behind the scenes about all the videos I've got going on and how I keep my brain in check. I finished this. I fucking did it. I did it. Oh my god. I'm so excited tonight to reward myself. This is it. Hi. I have a very cute package. Thank you, Happy Mail, open. And I have no idea. Unicorn Eclipse? I don't recall buying anything. Because I've been low on money, so I've been good about it. Oh no, I was trying to save the sticker because it's really cute. Okay, well, I kind of saved it. Not very well. It feels like stationery or something. What is happening? Oh my god. Happy holiday. Isn't this stuff so stinking cute? Love you, being Daphne. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. I've been so confused this entire time. Like, I don't know what was going on. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of stationery. Oh my god. Okay, this bookmark though? With some stickers. These are so my vibe. Everything will be all right. Little ID card. Class artist level 20 skill imagination. Oh my god. These are all so freaking cute. A little unicorn. So this is from Unicorn Eclipse. They have a website, an email, and they're on social media if you want to follow. I'll leave them in the link below. Thank you for supporting my small business. Feel free to tag us on social media. If you have any questions about your order, contact us. You're amazing. We hope you love everything. Oh my god! Ah! Look at that art! That is so stinking cute. Okay. And then there's this gorgeous notepad, which truly I'm obsessed with. This is so cute. Oh, and there's washi tape with little mushrooms. Oh my god. Daphne! This is so cool. Oh, and a little zest top. Oh my god, these are so my vibe. I'm obsessed. This is so exciting. Oh, amazing. So amazing. Okay, I gotta go. I have to go message my friend and tell her thank you so much. Oh my god. Oh. One haircut later. She's shorter. I had to chop like, I think we did 3 inches. I hate it. I just want long hair. But the world is against that. Anyway, what's up? Hello, my dudes. Is this the start of a video? Is this not? I don't know. Anyways, let's chat about today, Wednesday. I'm feeling a little feral today. What can I say? So today I have sprints at 6. These are my last sprints for December, which is like so heartwarming and heartbreaking all at the same time. Thank you everybody who has joined Pokemon sprints on my channel. I'm so appreciative because it really is helpful to the channel and also just like fun to hang out with my friends and people hanging out in the chat. All around a good time. So we have sprints tonight. Hopefully Daphne and Eliza are still going to make it. I need to verify and check in with them and see if anybody else might want to join us or not. But I have a lot of things I want to read. I have plans for my reading this week. I think I have 2 reading vlogs that I want to get up and then potentially a weekly vlog. And then I'm going to be gone for a while, so I have to also pre-film some things. So I just got to really get my head on straight. But things that I'm reading right now. Hopefully tonight, for sure, Heartstopper Volume 5, finally. The fact that I did not read this the second that I got it was surprising on its own. The fact that it has been a few days now and I've still not read this is even more surprising. University road trip itinerary. I think I'm just going to jump into this one. I don't think I'm going to do a reread of the others, seeing as I've read them so many times now. But I'm very excited. I'm for sure going to read all of them in order when the 6th comes out next year, whatever point that is. So this is first on the agenda of like what I want to read today specifically. And then I'm also hoping, since it shouldn't take me too long, I would really love to make a dent in Nightbane. Because it's not like I'm so hyped for this release. I genuinely just want to watch everybody's videos. Probably hating on this because I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun time because I had fun with Lightlark. It's not good, no, but it was fun. And so I'm hoping to have fun. So I'm hoping to have fun with this as well tonight. But I think it'll take me 3 to 4 hours to read. So yes, this is definitely big on the agenda. And then the last thing that I'm really hoping to get to soon, it's not going to happen today. I know it won't, but I'm still in denial. A Twisted Love Story. This is the last Literally Dead book club pick I have to read until I'm completely caught up on everything. I read this for a try chapter and thought it was fine. I was very excited for it because it sounds like a twisted love story. Like the title says, it sounds like a romance, but they're going to be all sorts of messed up. I'm not really sure, but Kayla has been tier ranking every year's picks in like best to worst live shows, book club picks in general, and this is in the lowest tier of like not good, so it makes me a little hesitant. So I'm trying to go into this like optimistic but realistic and not put expectations on it except for like go into it just to have a fun time and don't expect anything out of the story. Samantha Downing is the same author who wrote For Your Own Good, which I thought was fine. It was definitely loved more by other people, so maybe this will be the one that I love more than everybody else. Who knows? But those are the 3 books for this video that I'm hoping to really get to. We will see. I know none of these are Christmassy, but I feel like I've got a separate reading vlog going on behind the scenes for Christmassy times. So I'm not like stressed about it. I'm not trying to yeah, I feel like it's enough Christmas, you know? I got a video, it'll be Christmassy enough. But I have read some things this month and I don't think I've really talked about it with you guys, which is so silly, my fault. So last night I finished Choosing Theo. This has been on my currently reads since August, and I finally finished it, not yesterday, the day before. I'll probably continue in the series solely for the fact that like my friends are reading it and I want to be in on the conversations, but I'm 2 books behind if that's the case, so I'll have to listen to the audiobooks to catch up. Not my favorite, but not bad. Like, it's very mindless read. It's sci-fi, fantasy romance, and it's alien. He purrs like a cat. There's like just like a lot going on. It took me a really long time to read just because I wasn't invested in the characters. I didn't really care what was going on. It's hard with fantasy romance sometimes if there's not plot going on, because I know they're going to end up together and everything's going to be fine. So it's like, why invest the time? But I finally finished it and wrapped it up. I gave it 3 stars. It was just okay. And then I also read The Court of the Undead by F.M. Adrin. And this is it's more vampire. It's vampire historical fantasy with bad romance. I gave this 2.5 stars. It just didn't work for me, and the reviews that have come in since it came out have been incredible. Like, people really seem to like it, but also really don't like it, and I'm in the group of I did not like it. I did not click with the writing. The writing super did not work for me, and it took me a very long time to get invested into the story and like care. So I had the ebook from NetGalley, so I actually had like the Siri automated default tone just like read the book to me, because I could not sit down to read it. I just didn't care. I would lose focus. I would start doing anything else on my phone to get away from it. This is following 2 perspectives, 2 sisters. Excuse my bug bite. I'm so sorry. 2 sisters, and they're like kind of well known. They're kind of like princesses, but not quite. This is set in the Ottoman Empire, which I thought was cool. Nice take. But basically, shit happens. One of the sisters gets kidnapped by vampires, and these 2 vampiric brothers kind of own her and drink from her, and there's like a weird toxic love story there. And then we've also got her sister who's banding with this one guy who is crushing on her sister, and they join like a group of soldiers to fight in the war against the vampires. And I thought was gonna have like a romantic relations with the guy who likes her sister, but instead has an enemies to lovers with a dude that's just a fucking jerk and tried to rip her ear off. I don't get it. The relationships did not work for me, and granted, they're not super big. Like, they're not a great impact on the story. Like, it's very minor, because it's more trying to do world building. I don't know. It's so weird. It didn't work. The pacing was off. The writing was bad. I didn't like any of the characters. I hated the romances. I couldn't root for anyone. It did not work for me. No. Okay, last 2 that I want to talk about are Christmassy! Woo! I read Christmas Presents by Lisa Unger for the Pyramid Book Club, hosted by Michelle Reads Books with Lexi and a little bit of Monica. And this is a Christmas mystery thriller novella. It was perfectly okay. It was nothing spectacular. It was nothing great. It's a very small cast of characters. It's not very Christmassy at all. There's a lot of useless elements and useless characters that just like didn't need to be there. And this is just following dual timelines, which I didn't expect. Not timelines, but like different perspectives that didn't need to be there. Anyway, it's very confusing. This is following primarily this one girl who's been receiving Christmas presents from an anonymous person. And in her past, she was almost killed, survived a killer's attempt. She survived that, and so she's getting these weird Christmas presents, and basically the guy's in jail, and this podcaster comes to town, and he's like, I'm looking into these missing girls, because everyone was like, the guy who did the crime is in jail, but there are still girls being taken, so clearly they got the wrong guy. That's the gist. It was a very long-winded way of saying that's the gist, is that this morally gray true crime podcaster or author boy is trying to solve a crime, solve a mystery. And then there's also like a weird romance at the end. It's just like all over the place. It didn't work for me. This was my first woman's author, and people are saying that her backlist is better than her newer works. So I might maybe check them out sometime, but I'm not anytime soon. I don't really care. And then finally, the big one, Krampus, the Yule Lord by Brom. I read it. I did it. I read the dang book. So I read Krampus, the Yule Lord by Brom. And this is following a guy, Jesse, who is kind of rock bottom, not doing so great. His wife and child are out of his life at the moment. He's not financially well off. And one fun Christmas, Santa gets attacked by some like demon boys, and his Santa sack lands basically in Jesse's house, through the roof, to be specific. And Jesse is like, cool, I can bring Christmas to my daughter. And so he gets himself involved with Krampus, who wants Santa's sack, and finds himself kind of pledged to Krampus and like helping him bring Yule to the world, and like in fun, mischievous ways, I guess. And then alongside him working with Krampus and these ragtag group of people, you've also got Jesse's ex-wife's current partner, who's a deputy, not a good guy, that hated everything that came out of his mouth. So you have him also trying to track Jesse down to basically kill him. It's a lot. This is a very long story. It does not need to be this long, but I liked the take, like I liked learning about Yule and that pagan tradition that is where Christmas often comes from, and like his take on Krampus and Santa and like the magic and real world. It's definitely a dark book, definitely literary horror. I get it. It was fine. It was fun. I gave it 4 stars. I don't really know how to review or talk about it. The writing was good. The narrator was so good. The characters were good. There was a lot of like depth and a lot going on. Again, it was just dark, so like do be weary. It's not your Christmas cheer type of story, but it was fun, and I'm glad that I've read it because it's very popular, and I'm excited to read more of Brom. I do have Slewfoot just chilling on my shelves, so definitely an author that I'll continue reading, but nice little way to dip my toes in. But now I'm going to make lunch. I've got 4 hours until the live show, so I gotta like, I want to do so many things and I don't have the time, so I need to prioritize what I can actually do, and we're gonna start with lunch. Hello. I am cozy in bed for the night. Deep breaths. Okay. 1. I have managed to read my 230th book of 2023. So at this point, I've got a little over a week, about a week and a half more so left of the year. And my bright idea is, we're already so close to 250, we might as well just like shoot for it, right? Is this a good idea? Do I recommend this? No! Oh my god, I hope to never do this again. Here's the thing. I did not intentionally set out to read this many books this year. It truly just happened because of readathons, and I'm not upset about it, but it reflects in my reviews, in my like overall enjoyment of the books that I picked up this year. Just has like declined a bit. So I'm very excited for the things that I have in store to pick up for this last week and a half, because they're things that I'm genuinely excited to get to and like really want to read. So with that said, 20 books to go, and oh my god, even bigger news, there's only 2 books on my current reads at this very second, and every book that I have added I have finished within 2 to 3 days. That is wild. That is so out of the norm. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. So glad to have you here. I started 2023 with 18 books on my current reads. 18. And I am now at 2. It has taken a whole year to really get to this point. I was at 5. I was 8 for like half of the year probably, and then 5 for a good while. Now we're at 2. And I have plans to read both of them. One of them I'm a little bit hesitant about because I did start it. The issue is both of them I started in 2022. One of them is for a particular reading blog, and I started it and I wasn't liking it, so I put it down, and that's why I haven't picked it back up. The other one is Scythe, which I'm halfway through, like literally like 51%. So I do have plans to hopefully finish that tomorrow. It's a very quick read. It just wasn't, like, it's good, but I wasn't super engaged by it, so I wasn't picking it up over other things. So I definitely want to finish that, and then I'll have one thing on, that's so wild, one on my current reads. Hopefully I can read the other one tomorrow. Here's the thing, I pushed off reading this week, go figure, what's new, and so now I'm at the point of like, okay, I have to prioritize things a little bit. I'm what's the term? I'm overselling myself, I think, because I'm going to be on vacation, but I genuinely don't know how much reading I'll be able to actually do. And so we'll see. You know, we're going to shoot for the stars, and whatever happens, happens. But in better news, I had started packing the books that I was going to take because I've got my reading pretty much figured out. But then today, I went to review The Court of the Undead on NetGalley, and you know, whilst I was there, my rating is now 81%. I've got 2 books to review. I was like, you know what? While we're here, let's just take a little peek-see. And I saw an audiobook that is coming out fairly soon, like 4 days from now, fairly soon. And I was like, you know what? I might as well try. Like, if I can get it, great. If not, fine, I'll wait, because I do have it on hold on Libby, just waiting for the release. And it's by Dreamscape, apparently. I did not know that. At least the audiobook is by Dreamscape, I guess. Basically, they auto-approved me, so now any titles that they come out with, I'm just instantly approved for, which is super good for me, because it's not a publisher I'm super familiar with, but it is the publisher of the audiobook from what maybe my most anticipated release of this year, because I didn't know when I was gonna get this. I'm so fucking excited. You don't even understand. So this is my only plan tonight. I'm gonna listen to the NetGalley audiobook and read along. Obviously, as you can see, this book is already out. Yes, hello. This came out October or November, and I ordered all 3 of them. There's gonna be one more, Night Meets the Elf Queen. This is the only author that I have newsletters sent to my email for. So I've been very much awaiting this. I really adore the first 2 so much. The first one was 4 stars. The second book was 5 stars. I just love this series. This is like my fantasy romance. I kid you not, I'm trying to make everybody read this. I put it in Covers with Cassidy's comments once. I told Emily today when she saw the audiobook, I said, Emily, you better start that right now. And I keep telling Eliza and Daphne that they need to read it. So I recommended it to Daphne for her 12 friends recommend 12 books. So And I also already made Melody read this and she really liked it. So I'm influencing as one does. But I'm so excited. So this will be my reading plans for tonight. I am so excited. So yeah, I just wanted to share that really exciting news that I get to read this with the audiobook because, I'll explain why I need the audiobook so bad. I read the first two on Hoopla via audiobook, and it is dual narrator, but not only is it dual narrator, it is full performance type of thing where in her perspective chapters, if he speaks in them, the male narrator narrates his sentences. Perfection. It is so good. And I wish that everybody did that because it's genuinely just like so entertaining that way. The banter, the romance. This is a forced marriage, fated mates, kind of enemies to lovers. I don't want to say that because they're not like full enemies, but she's definitely like, I don't care if you call dibs on me. You can prove yourself and maybe I'll date you, but I make no promises. And I just really love that. It's just very different from most of the fated mates that I read, where a lot of it's just like, well, we're fated mates, so we must be together, and this is just how it is now. So yeah, I really like this take. I'm so excited to see where this is gonna go. I'm so excited for the series to be complete so that I can just binge all of them back to back to back, because it's been a few months since I read the first two. So I'm hoping that when I jump back in, it'll be fine. There are recaps at the beginning. So I'm gonna read the bookish recap just to catch me up so I don't forget anything, and then just like dive right in. Another thing, because I've noticed myself doing it. One, because like, here's the thing. Okay, real talk, really quick. I know this is like a long clip. I will leave soon. But you might watch my videos and go, oh my god, she touches her hair so fucking much. Trust me, I hate it too. It really bothers me too. There's not much I can do about it. My hair is having a major growth spurt. So as you can tell, the front pieces, like a big chunk of the top of my hair gets really wavy now, while the bottom of my hair is completely straight. It drives me up the wall. Also, I'm an anxious, undiagnosed, depressed, so many things going on in my brain, kind of girly. I fidget a lot. I need to move. I talk with my hands a lot. I need to like touch my hair a lot. It's just something that I do for comfort. I know it's annoying. I'm sorry. I bought fidget rings today. They'll be here in like 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that those might help, because then I can kind of just mess with my hands off camera when I feel the need to move, and I'm hoping that will help. So bear with me. I'm trying to figure it out so I'm a little bit less annoying for you people. I'm also, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna read this incredible book. It is already 8:38, so I have work tomorrow. I can't stay up all night, but I might. We'll see. Hi. So I have a reading update. I'm getting ready to edit. It is only 7:43. I filmed a video for like an hour though, and now I have to edit that whole thing. I don't want to edit. I truly just want to read. I've got a fire that is ready to be lit, and I just want to sit down and read. I'm officially on vacation. Technically it started last night because yesterday was Friday, but last night was literally like, come home, have dinner, relax, take a little nap, eat food, watch a show, cozy things. So today is like first day of vacation, and I kid you not, I spent the entire day listening to A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing, because I needed to finish this so that I could do my video that I worked on today, you know? I'm glad that I finished it. Longest 3 hours of my life. Like, I started this maybe like around 1-ish, and it took me until 5 because I had to like pause and talk to the boyfriend at times and like would get distracted. I sat on the couch and like played a phone game most of this, and I really wish that I had done like anything else productive, like clean the bathroom, finish packing, like just something. It's just sitting there listening to this was not the right move. Anyway. Oh, I don't know how to talk about this. This might be long. I'm sorry if it is. A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. is a book that was poorly marketed as a mystery thriller and doesn't know what this book is trying to do. It's like a romance, but you don't really see any romance. It's a toxic relationship where the couple, Ivy and Wes, are enamored by the honeymoon phase, falling back in love with each other, making each other jealous. Like, the games of the relationship is what they enjoy. And they have been doing this for 10 years? That's like a really long time to be going back and forth in a toxic relationship like this. Everyone around them's like, you're bad for each other, you shouldn't be together, like, you guys just need to stop. And they're like, never were in love, what do you mean? And so, like, I'm so happy for them. They know what they want or whatever, but they keep dragging other people into their disaster of a relationship, and obviously that's going to have an effect on other people. And they have a very obvious, so dumb, ridiculous, unrealistic past where somebody had died. And we now have a common enemy, this detective that is like looking in to this death and trying to link it to our couple. And the couple, Ivy and Wes, band together because they have this common enemy of the detective. And this book doesn't do anything. It's not groundbreaking. It's not unhinged. They don't do anything extravagant. Everything is a little bit boring and predictable and just like very safe. Like, if you're going to give me a book like this and give me like a toxic relationship that's on and again, off again, like, give me the drama. Like, this is drama, but it's realistic drama. Like, they never do anything super crazy. Everything's just like a bit of a misunderstanding because like poor communication, because like toxic relationship. It's just a lot of back and forth. Like, it just doesn't do anything well. And there's so much head hopping, which I really don't like, because I listen to just the audiobook, which is one narrator, and Samantha Downing in the same chapter will follow like 4 different perspectives. So we'll be with Ivy for a while, and then Ivy at the end of the paragraph will start talking about another character, and then we jump into that character's head and perspective and follow them for a while and like what they're doing. And a lot of it was just pointless. Like, I was reading this, and I'm like, but why am I reading this? Like, what is the point of the story? Like, what are we trying to get at? There was no real mystery happening. Everything was just very dumb and pointless. And so, like, it was hard to get through. But, with that said, I was entertained. And I am giving it 3 stars, I think. Like, it wasn't good. I should run this through Compile. It wasn't good, but it was entertaining. And after just finishing Midnight is the Darkest Hour, like, it has those kind of vibes of just like following this couple, but that one like did stuff. Like, that one was a little bit more unhinged, I think, than this. This was just very safe and a little bit boring for that reason. So yeah, I don't know, man. This just didn't work. I don't know if Samantha Downing will be the author for me. I still need to read My Lovely Wife, and then after that I'll see if this is an author that I'm actually going to continue picking up in the future or not, because I enjoyed For Your Own Good, but it definitely wasn't like groundbreaking favorite. It wasn't like super worth it to me. But that's my little reading update. I have not a whole lot of days home left before we go on vacation, and I want to cram in as much reading as I humanly possibly can. I don't know if I can do it, but I've got next to me Heartstopper. And if I don't read this in this video, it's over for me. So I think tonight I'm going to try to read this, because I need to know what happens, and I need to be in the know. I'm going to try and read this tonight, and then I think I'm going to try to finish Scythe, and then read a book for another video. My Christmas video. So I think that's kind of my plans for tonight. We'll see how much I'm actually able to accomplish and get done. But like, that's kind of the goal, is just like have a cozy night. But first, I must edit. Once I finish editing, I will paint my nails, read, have dinner. Cozy good night. That's the plan. Woo, let's do it. Let's do it. I have finished the book. I haven't really seen a lot of people's reviews of this because obviously I didn't want to go into it with like spoilers or anything. I liked it, of course. I did get a couple teary-eyed moments because Charlie and I relate a lot, and so it's one of those topics that like makes me a little emotional because yep. I like this because it's pushing the narrative along. It's getting us to the conclusion, the finale. So I like where this goes and like what the conversation that it's having. It's important for the youths. So like I can see why this is good and I like it, but it doesn't have the same feel as the other ones. So I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Not my favorite, but you know, still's good, still has the emotions. I still love these characters with my whole heart and just like being with them again. Like, oh my goodness, my babies. But yeah, I'm so happy I finally read this. I'm so excited for the show. I'm so excited for volume 6. I'm very intrigued to see what the 3rd season is going to cover and if the 6th volume is going to come out before the show. And the last season of the show will be volumes 4, 5, and 6. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure. But I'm excited nonetheless. I'm happy I've read this finally. I can watch Gavin's video and any other video and be okay. But it is like 12:30 in the morning. It's late. Finally got my video uploaded. It was exporting for a while because it's a big one. And so I was reading this when it was like the 50% mark. But then the video finished exporting and I just kept reading. So now it is 12:30. 4% exported. Let's go. This video took me like 3 hours to edit. So if it does poorly, I might be really sad about it. I don't normally feel this way about my videos. Like if they do bad, like I'm a small channel, that's normal. It's fine. But when I spend a lot of time on some of them and like my heart and soul go into them, like this Literally Dead Book Club saga, I've put my everything into this past 2 weeks, especially like binging House of Leaves in 3 days. Like I put in the work. I put in a lot of work and I'm very proud of these videos. So I'm glad that they're doing well and I hope that the finale goes well. Because I spent the longest on it somehow. Like I spent a year on one video and somehow the editing took the longest for the tier rank. I don't get it. It's fine. It's cool. It's okay. But I've done it. I should go to bed. I also painted my nails. I was gonna film it, but I was gonna do like the cute like a present wrapping thing on my ring fingers. That was too hard. Didn't have the energy or time or the tools, so I gave up on that real fast. Now we're just green. Christmas green. But I think my plan is go take my makeup off, crawl into bed, and I'm going to listen to Fate Calls the Elf Queen while I wait to actually be tired and sleepy. That's my plan. I'm 15% through Fate Calls the Elf Queen. I'm so excited. I'm eating it up. It is so Vampire Diaries-esque, and like that is my thing. Just like the ridiculous twists and happenings, just such Vampire Diaries vibes, and that is me. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's so dumb, but I love it so much. I'm incredibly biased, so I'm going to go listen to that because I want to finish it soon. Merry Boxing Day. Christmas was yesterday. Had a very good Prime dinner. Is it just Prime? Prime? I've forgotten the term. Don't worry about it. Had a great dinner last night with some family. Today is the kickoff of our vacation. Today we are heading out. I'm so very excited, but I need to edit a bunch of videos before we can go. Still have to like finish any packing that I have to do. But I wanted to hop on because I finished Fate Calls the Elf Queen, and what in the Vampire Diaries was that entire book? I loved it. I loved and adored it. Obviously no spoilers, so I'm not going to get into the plot because the whole plot would be spoilers because it's the third book. But it was so fun being with these characters and just seeing everything play out. It had me at times. So excited for the fourth. I think the fourth will be the last book in the series. But I just love all these characters so much. Like, I didn't think that I would be the type of person to jump ship on my ships, but here I am having a good time. So yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars. Not as good as the second book. The second book is still my favorite, but had a fun time. And last night I started my reread of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I'm like 15 to 20% in, and it is already going so much better than it did the last time. I did not realize how much of a reading slump I was in last summer until I picked it back up. I thought my reading slump started in like August, September when my mental health was really bad, but no, my mental health was really bad in the summer too, and I just didn't know. But yeah, so like I didn't care. I wasn't paying a lot of attention or connecting to anything the first time I listened to it, and now that I'm re-listening to it, like I'm actually engaged and paying attention to things, and it's already going so much better. So I'm very excited. This is on so many people's best book of the year list that I just like need to give it another chance before I jump into the sequel, so I know everything that really happened and like give it my full attempt and my all. But I have a lot of editing to do, so I'll probably check in with you guys later. Hoping for snow. That's all I want. I just want to be in some snow. Hey, long time no chat. We've been on vacation for, I think this is day 4. We've got 4 days left, including today. But let's see if I can, oh well. We're on vacation. Bad lighting it is. Oh god, this is really boring. Anyways, we're on vacation. But I finished reading Railed by the Krampus, which was for Pokemon reading an embarrassing book in public. I've read most of this book in front of Austin's family. It had the Christmas cheer that I was wanting from a book, which was nice, and it was overall enjoyable. She's basically made a deal with an old cod, which is Santa, Krampus, and she's made a deal with them, so she's going on a hunt. And you know the 12 Days of Christmas song, she's finding those items in each day to bring to Krampus, and then she is often rewarded, as you will. There was a few like spelling errors, which, you know, it happens with Kindle Unlimited sometimes, but it didn't bother me too terribly much, except for instead of saying sleigh, she says sledge, and it just really bothered me. That was like the one thing that I was like, no, don't like that. But I finished it today, which is nice. I've been listening to Emily Wilde on my off time. My reread for that is going better, so that's exciting. But I just wanted to check in and say, hey, I've finished a book. Woo.
you.